Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Vickie's Country Home. Today I am going to make chicken stock. So I'm going to bring you all along and show you how I do it. And probably tomorrow I will make a second video, and that one will be canning the chicken stock. This stuff is liquid gold. I use it year-round. It's amazing. So come on along and I'll show you how I do it. Alright, to start off with, I had all these chicken pieces and bones. This was all, well, some was from a roasted chicken and some was from one of our chickens that went to freezer camp. So we're not going to waste anything. So those I roasted. I'm going to let them cool slightly, and then they will go in the stock pot. And over here we have another part of the chickens that went to freezer camp. I know, that's pretty gross, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to blanch them and peel them. And then those will go in the chicken stock too. So I'm going to bring these up to a simmer and let them simmer for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to shock them with cold water, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, so I cooked these chicken feet, simmered for 10 minutes, and then I put them in the sink and ran cold water over them until they were cool. So now we need to get these peeled. I'm just going to see if I can start the skin. We just want to get the skin off because it gives an off flavor to your stock, and with all this work you're going to, you don't want to do that. But you don't want to waste these either, because the flavor, it really adds something to it. So it's going to be a little bit of work, but you just go around and try and get the skin off. And if you leave a tiny bit, that's not going to hurt anything. But you want to get the majority of the skin off. And this is optional. You don't have to cut the nails off, but some people would get weird. So I have my poultry shears that are really good. And I'm just going to go and clip the nails off. That way anybody that's bothered by it, even though this is all going to be strained out and it's already been well cleaned and cooked also, doesn't matter, we're going to take that off. So now we're just going to get all this skin off. And it's a little tough. It's a little bit slippery because there is some grease that cooks out of it. And if there's an easier way to do this, somebody tell me. But as far as I know, this is the only way I know to do it. But it's such a shame for people that have chickens that throw this part out. And I believe you can also buy them, especially I've heard Walmart carries them. I don't really know because I don't really shop there. Not much anyway. My goal is to get into town and get out of town as quickly as I can. And Walmart's not the place to do that. So I wouldn't want to do a lot of these at once. That would be tough. But just doing a handful when I make this broth, and I make this once or twice a year, just depending on how much I use. So it's not too often. Okay, so I've got most of it off. I have a little bit left to go. So I'm going to get all of these done, and I'm probably going to cut these and break them into smaller pieces. Expose more of the surface to the chicken stock so that we can get as much flavor as possible out of there. So here we go. There's one. Let me get the rest of these done and then I'll show you what I do next. Alright, I got all of these things peeled. And it was a little bit of a job. Let's see if I'm going to be able to cut this. Barely. Let's try it over this way maybe. And it doesn't have to be clean cut because honestly we just want all of this goodness to get exposed. And these are a little bit greasy, so they're a little bit hard to handle. And if I can't, then I won't. That one's not going to go. So let me get all these done and we'll start the stock. Alright, so I've got the chicken parts, skins, everything that I roasted in the pot. I've got the chicken feet cut up and in there. I'm going to start adding water. This is when this pot filler is so nice to have. Now, I've got some baby garlic that is just too much trouble to use the cloves. So I'm just going to put them in there whole. And I'm going to put in 1 bay leaf. And if you've seen my channel before, I have a bag of kitchen scraps. This is onion peels. Turn that off until I get this in here. It's the ends of onions. Let me try and focus this. It's got the celery ends. And these onion skins give wonderful taste, but they also give amazing flavor. This is celery root, and if you've never used it, it's really good. If you want intense celery flavor, it's a big old ugly bulb with the top that looks kind of like celery. You need to try celery root. It is so good. And I've got a few bits of carrot skins, carrot tops, doesn't matter. I'm not going to use all of this because there's just too much for this pot, but I'll be making beef stock soon. So this will go back in my freezer for the next round. I am going to add just a little bit of dehydrated onion. I'm not really chopping up onion in there, I've just got a little bit of the skins and ends. Put just a few peppercorns, maybe 10. And some dried parsley. I'll put a bit of that. That is all I'm going to put in here besides the water. And you want cold water. You do not want to use hot water because we want to get everything out of those bones. The other one thing that I forgot to put in there is we're going to put in vinegar. And this is Bragg's apple cider with the mother. So there's some. I don't know, maybe a 1/4 cup. And that's going to help draw all of the goodness out of the chicken. So let me get this going. This is going to cook very low, very slow, probably till tomorrow. So I'm going to get going and I will bring you back when it's nearly done. Well, I let this cook throughout the night, so I will bring you back tomorrow. I'm going to do a second video to can this chicken stock. Hope to see you there.